Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for attending our launch. My name is Rhiannon Estwick. I am the Development Coordinator at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, and I will be your MC for the day. As I said, we're here to launch the membership and giving portal of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, and we're very excited. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kevin Farmer, our Deputy Director, to give the official welcome as well as some brief remarks.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're extremely excited at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society to welcome you to the launch of our portal for membership, as well as giving at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society today. The museum in our 80th year is extremely happy that we continue to grow and expand and engage with you, our community. And one of the ways in which we're looking to make that access and experience a lot easier, especially for people who are quite busy, and especially in these times, given that we are doing more and more activity online, is to ensure that the museum becomes that seamless place for you to engage with, not only learn about Barbadian history, but to find ways in which you as members can continue to support us in our day-to-day activity and before programming. And for those of you who are not yet members, to engage with us, to help us to promote, as well as to allow us to continue to provide our programming and conservation of Barbadian heritage through a platform that allows you to give as donors, to give as members, to purchase tickets, and in time to buy those much needed Barbadian products from our museum shop. At this time, I want to thank our president, Sir Trevor Carmichael, for being here, the chairman of our development committee, Mr. Justin Oran, the museum's director, Ms. Alessandra Cummings, and to welcome you to what promises to be an exciting launch, and look forward to how we will continue to serve you as you allow us the opportunity to preserve our stories, our museum, as we move towards 90. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you very much for that lovely welcome, Kevin. At this moment, I would like to introduce the president of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, Sir Trevor Carmichael, to make a few remarks.
I'm trying to ensure that I follow the rules of the new technology, and I had to unmute because I was securely and safely muted while our deputy director was speaking, so that I could listen to him carefully, and also so that I wouldn't interrupt him. Two very important ingredients, I dare say, which are necessary even with the new technologies. But let me say, first of all, a word of thanks for the kind introduction by our development officer, Rhiannon Estwick. And let me say it's a pleasure to be joining on this panel, to be joining Mr. Kevin Farmer, our Deputy Director, and Mr. Justin Oran, who heads our Development Committee and is a council member. And my task is really a simple one. It is to extend a warm welcome to this new portal. Let me assure you that we have answered the call of members and donors who for many years have been asking us, or I should say in recent times, might be more appropriate, as to how could we find a more convenient and an easier way, I should say, to make donations, either using MasterCard or Visa, and how we could do this from the comfort of our homes without having to leave. And we've also been getting requests from visitors who've said, look, I'd like to have the option of championing my favorite cause with the museum. I'd like to be able to create my own fundraiser for the museum's benefit, something like Kickstart or Indiegogo, those types of fancy new portals which are available and which are, believe me, very effective. So you may recall that our members had also been requesting this even before the general public. And we launched on the 6th of September this year. We had a mini launch within our members base. And that was a simple, by way of a simple and almost innocuous email. And this is now, should we say, this is now an updated version, or this is now an expanded version of that launch. We are now launching to the public so that the public as a whole can support history, can support heritage, and can support culture. And by doing that, obviously by supporting the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. You know, the museum has, I would say, many E's. You know, we are educational, we're every man, every woman's portal, if you will. We're eclectic, and we are the roving eye. And that is with an E, but also with an I, because we individually are the museum in terms of what we seek to do and how we seek to enjoy our lives and to experience our living and experience the living of others before us. And already the museum is as I said, eclectic. We have a variety of museum publications ourselves. We have the gift shop, wherein there are many, you know, a wide range of things, which emphasize or underline the types of things that we do in the museum. We have the museum library for researchers. We have the Exchange Interaction Center right in Bridgetown, which again is a recent addition to what we do, and it is also accessible to people in Bridgetown and to people who care to come to Bridgetown and enjoy that experience. We have the Children's Gallery, the Jairus Brewster, and this is possibly, I'd like to think, the most advanced children's gallery in the Caribbean at the moment. It is, and just to go there and see the range of things that are housed and the range of experiences that are housed within the space that is available to us, it's something, to use the popular parlance, it blows your mind. It's just remarkable, and we are very fortunate to have that gallery. And that gallery is really it's a gift to the museum. It's a gift from the Maria Holder Foundation, and again, it's one of those fine examples of the partnerships which are available between the museum and donors, large and small. And you know, we can also at the museum, we can take you out of the museum and take you on walking and guided tours. So the museum is all around us. It is indeed, I said the I, the EYE as well as the I, and it takes us beyond the I as well. So this is a very pleasant moment for me this morning to join in this membership and donation portal launch. And with this new technology, I'm not sure if anybody's listening to me, even looking at me, but I can assure you that I've enjoyed thinking that I'm getting through to you and hoping that you have heard me, and that at least if you haven't enjoyed what I've said, at least you've listened to it. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Sir Trevor. We were definitely listening to you and we really enjoyed your speech. I appreciate the idea that the museum is all around us, because I would agree that it really is all around us and we are all the museum. Okay, so now at this point, I will invite Justin Oran, who is the chair of our development committee, to do a brief demonstration of using Givecloud, which is our donor and membership platform.
Thank you, Rihanna. And I'm extremely excited to be one of the first people to use this platform. It's going to change the way in which we experience giving, both in terms of convenience and the ability to see updates regarding what the museum is involved in, and to engage friends, family, and the general community in being a part of the museum. So let me take this opportunity to share my screen. Everyone can see me?
Yes, we can see you clearly.
Excellent. So I'll start off by logging in. And of course, I'm excited. I've already created my, my account. So I'll just sign in here. And from here, I can control all of my features, including making sure that my donations are recorded for tax purposes if I want to make a claim on my taxes. But we won't deal with that right this second. Now, to start, I am already a member, so I'm a lifetime member at that. So I don't need to create a membership. However, I can donate to the museum by clicking the donate button. And I can set either a one-time, monthly, or monthly donation. Now, that all depends on the way in which you give. Generally, I find it's easier to give, once or twice per year, but some may choose to do so otherwise and choose smaller donations throughout the year. So I can choose one of the predetermined numbers, or I can set my own donation. And this is an example of, let's say I want to donate $100, which is quoted to me in Barbados dollars and inclusive of all transaction fees. I can enter my credit card information here, which I won't necessarily do this right this second for privacy purposes. And I can either set myself as an individual or an organization. Of course, I choose to cover the fees so that the museum does not have to. And this can be done from either my debit card or my credit card, and be done even as a visitor doing it on a foreign credit card. So this gives an example of probably the aspect of this platform that I'm going to use most of the time. But let's say, for example, I want to host a fundraiser because it's my birthday and there's something coming up that the museum is raising money for. I can click the fundraiser button, and in this case, we see Beijing to Barbados, but if not, I can probably create my own somewhere. I may not be as au fait with this as I will be, but I'll set my birthday, start my own page, can do a general gift or a project gift. Let's see, my birthday's passed, but nonetheless, I will choose that one. Let's see here. Set my deadline, set my goal. And compose an epic, which I'm not necessarily prepared to do right now, but I will say perhaps and create my page.
And once you create your page, I'll go ahead and approve it just to make sure that we don't have any trolls, because of course, there are trolls on the internet. We'll make sure that it looks great, and we'll just approve, and it will be viewable for everyone.
Excellent. And of course, I'm going to share it on my social media.
Of course.
My preference is for LinkedIn because, again, I think it's extremely important that my fellow professionals have charities that they feel confident and comfortable donating to on a regular basis. But I might include my Facebook as well because that's where I interact with most of my family members. So having done that, you can see that the options are almost infinite when it comes to how we interact with this platform. And that's just the basics. So as I sign off here, I'm going to actually explore this a bit more and see what other features Givecloud has to offer and look for new ways in which I can support the museum. So thank you, everyone.
That's delightful. Thank you so much, Justin, for that very enthusiastic demonstration. I will actually probably go ahead and approve that fundraiser unless you tell me not to right now. So thank you everyone for coming to this event. I will move into the vote of thanks area and then I'll have any questions at the end. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has come out today to watch our launch. It means a lot that you're able to make it. Thank you, of course, to our speakers. Kevin, of course, thank you. Sir Trevor and Justin, thank you very much for coming. And I also want to send special thank you to our development interns, Nanyamka Burnett and Micah Payne. Both of them were instrumental in making sure that we got this program up and running. They did a lot of field testing, a lot of searching, a lot of product launching, and they were great. They were amazing. But of course, I really have to give thanks to the people who actually made this whole platform possible. First of all, and not in any particular order here, but first of all, thank you to the Givecloud team. You'll notice that the address, barbadosmuseum.givecloud.co. They're the ones who are actually hosting the site itself. Thank you to our Givecloud team, specifically Bryn Ossington, Matt McDermott, Kimberly Arkand, who's on the call, and Tristan Tasker. They were all really great. They answered a number of very last minute desperate emails, and they made the whole site come together very beautifully. I also want to thank the staff at the Royal Bank of Canada in Barbados, particularly Tracia Ismail and Roxroy Greenwich. They were really wonderful at making sure that we got the banking end of this site together. They were delightful to work with. They made sure that our site was secure so that when people give, it's very clean, it's a good experience. So thank you to them. Thank you also to the Gateway Global team, particularly Derek Fair and Thiru Garantala. They're the Gateway actually helps us to talk, the site to talk with the bank, and they made sure that that worked perfectly. They made sure we did all the tests. So thank you very much to the Gateway Global team. I also want to thank the development committee of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, of which Justin's our chair. They were super supportive. The rest of the council, the management, and the staff of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. Special thank you to Errol Clark, who put up with a number of 7 o'clock in the morning phone calls about the whole process. And last but not least, thank you especially to the marketing officer, Lishay Drayton, without whom I believe I may have thrown a few laptops at the wall throughout this process. But thank you to her. And thank you to everyone who has come out today. I really appreciate you coming. We will stick around for a little bit more. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and I will answer you directly. Thank you. I'm going to take it at the moment that there's no questions. If you do, oh, I have one question from Andre Springer. He asks, good afternoon. How long did the process take from start to completion? From start to completion, if you can't start, for example, as the research process, I'd say it took about a year. There was a lot of discernment trying to decide what was going to be the best option for the Barbados Museum, what was going to be the most affordable, what would, of course, take everything in Barbados dollars, because what we wanted to do was make sure that our Barbadian donors didn't have to pay a foreign exchange fee for donations. So I think the first process took about 3 months as we did a lot of discernment. And then after that, it was a process of getting the site created, making sure that we were meeting all bank protocols, integrating everything together. So I'd say start to finish, it took about a year. I think that was also partially because we were new to the process. So it took longer than I think it really would have if, we had done it before. But since we hadn't, it, took some time to get everything up and running. Thanks for that question. And while I'm waiting for some more questions, I'll just remind you that you can view the site at barbadosmuseum.givecloud.co. I'll be putting that into the chat right now. And actually right now, we have a really nice fundraiser up. We have Beijing to Bridgetown. That's going to be featuring the story of Chinese Barbadians. So that's actually funded by Chris Lee, who's one of our community partners, and we're very excited to have that as our first official fundraiser. So if you want, you can go over to our fundraiser page and you can donate to that. That will be actually up until the Lunar New Year next year. So if you're interested, you can definitely head over, check it out. It's very interesting, featuring some stories that I think are not necessarily featured as much in Barbadian history. So you can definitely head over to the site and the fundraisers tab and check it out there. All right, if we don't have any further questions, if you do have any further questions in the future, you can email me at da@barbmuse.org.bb. I'll put that in the chat. And thank you very, very much for coming out this afternoon. It does mean a lot to us. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.